So last session was a pretty quick one. It was, it's still like 3 hours, but it's 2 hours? I don't know.
2 hours.
2 hours.
We just did lots of planning. We discussed many things, mainly how we're going to get to, focus.
Athendel?
The elemental plane of fire.
Yeah. We talked about trying to get with this contact of Aelin, and how he is fucking weird. Solara went to a bookstore and
With Brandy.
found a strange book that seemingly was from another material plane. That was news to all of us, and we're very confused. Aelin spoke with Hammerfell a bit while Hammerfell made him a suit of armor, where apparently after this mission is complete, he will cease to exist. He will die. So that's a real bummer, and he doesn't want Solara to know.
It's a real bummer. Bummer and a half.
Yeah, meanwhile,
At least
Sihnion sat in his room being a sussy little buckaroonie, and that's kind of it.
I've made a promise to stop touching my soundboard, so I'm stopping touching my soundboard.
They did, you did discover the multiverse, potentially.
We did, yeah. Yeah, we found out that other material planes exist. That's strange. We're like, oh, okay.
Hog?
I mean,
Hog you?
that is probably the most mind-blowing thing we've encountered yet. Just in
Yeah.
terms of, like, existential belief.
Yeah.
That being
And
said,
Faring has invited us to dinner, just barely, after disappearing.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Faring was like, hey, it's me. I was,
Go, yeah, you exist.
like,
I exist.
on break, and we're like, what the fuck? And he's like, hey, do you guys want to go to dinner?
like
And we
noon.
realized it was like 11 a.m.
He's gonna die. Oh, fun.
He's not. I love him.
Oh, fun.
So, we begin within the Wayward Wall, the same inn that you all have been staying in, as I believe Faring was having this conversation, actually questioning where Sihnion was. After inviting you all to dinner, despite the fact that it was 11 a.m. And he, at this moment, will pick up right where he says, where's Sihnion anyway?
Oh,
Sihnion.
he's, a lot has happened, but he's mostly been in his room.
Alright, I'll go knock on the door.
He's welcome to come in here if he likes.
Hello.
As we have... I look at Aelin to make sure there's not, like...
No,
classified stuff.
no secrecy at the moment. If you can trust these people, then I can trust them. Right on. Faring? Yeah, it's Faring. I'll be back. He starts walking down the hall.
He was, we escorted him here from,
I have
Hendrix.
brief instances of him in my mind. Right.
He's the one who was showing me all the alchemy.
Right.
I don't know if you saw that. What did you see? Did you see all of everything I thought about, or?
Well, I did for a moment. For various moments. When you went through your trances back when I was still very much dead, you would have these sort of... You would always think about different possibilities, saying different things at different moments, so I was always sort of given a brief recollection of what was and what could have been. So... though I don't believe I was there long enough for you to meet Faring, I have brief instances of trying to kill him along with the rest of you. Sorry again.
You weren't in control of it.
Yes, there's no worries.
So, I assume he'll be staying here. Perhaps Sihnion will be too.
He's not coming along, your friend.
Sihnion?
Yes.
I believe he said he had things to take care of here. He's a businessman after all. And, I suppose that our careers are very different from his.
He's a scientist?
A salesman.
Salesman, sorry, I misheard. Well, I suppose you'll probably be able to say goodbye to him before time gets too far away from us. That moment, Faring returns and says, he's not answering the door. Should I feel rude going right in. You think it's possible he's still asleep?
He's not answering the door?
No.
He would usually wake up if... I get up and start to go out of the room.
I will as well. Shut up, Mitch.
This is very sussy. I'm very concerned. I'm gonna go to Sihnion's room.
Me as well.
Alright. You get to the door, the one that he retreated into yesterday after all the fiffly faff went on.
I knock. Sihnion?
No response.
Sihnion, are you alright?
No response.
Silence.
I'll knock heavily on the door.
Silence.
Try the handle?
It's open, correct?
Yep.
Yep. So you open it, open the door.
It's cracked, if not a little slightly, so it may have...
Slightly.
Depending on how hard you were knocking, it may have swung open slightly by your
Probably
knocking.
open the door a bit.
Alright, you open the door. And you hear the rustling of bald papers being shoved aside from the door's weight. Inside lies a room in disarray. Bald sheets of paper and parchment are scattered about.
What's on the paper?
Some having... you can have a look.
I pick up the nearest one and look at it, yes.
It seems like the parchment seems to have been like an attempt at something, some form of written, some form of letter that was addressed to something, but has been scribbled through thoroughly.
Are they all like that?
Some are even heavily damaged by like being like reverse ash, where it's white and it has like yellow embers glowing from it being like burnt.
And Sihnion, I assume, is not in there?
Nope. There's torn canvases and half-done paintings that are tossed all into a single corner. There's like chipped paint to tell that maybe some of them were thrown into the corner. Crumpled reels of the project screen's moving pictures lay on the bed next to a few sheets of Intech paper that contain writing, the ink made of different colored inks.
The window open or closed?
It's closed.
Did you see him?
No, I have not.
Nor did I.
I don't know where he could have gone. Perhaps while we were talking this morning. Is this what he's been in here doing? I pick up a couple more pieces of paper. And they're all just, like, drafted and in letters?
The papers are, they seem to be a letter of some sort. But, again, scribbled through, or if they weren't scribbled through, they were, annihilated by lasers.
What language are they in?
What you can tell, common.
Can I read any of what it says?
Bits and pieces, but, there's not too much to discern. cohesively, at least. Some of his handwriting was shakier than others as he was writing.
I cast locate object on the project screen.
Nope. It's nowhere within a mile.
Or 1,000 feet, but yeah.
1,000 feet, my apologies.
Mile's bigger. So I'll
Yeah.
take the mile.
No.
He is not here. I do not know.
He went downstairs for a drink. It looks like he's been
No.
frustrated.
He is not here.
How do you know?
I am trying to locate his device he wears on his arm, and I am not detecting it. Perhaps he is somewhere farther out on the outskirts of town? I'm not sure.
Where would he have gone?
I do not know. I'm gonna go find him, and I'm gonna start walking outside.
Your business partner, debauchery? Do you know where she is?
Well, she said she was going to be meeting me, on the big sky.
The sky ring?
Sky disc. Yes.
And that's all you've heard from her?
Yeah, but she was going to meet me in wasn't. Never mind. She was going to meet me up there, yes.
I don't know where he could have gone.
Well,
You don't think
let's
he's
have a
left
look.
already?
I don't know. Let's have a look around inside.
The room? I'll, wade into the papers and, pick up a few more, just... more
on the bed, there's some non-crumpled papers on the bed that are just, like, neatly, stacked.
Oh, I picked those up.
On the first one is a letter. I will read verbatim in his voice, smile. Just because it's funny. Dear fellow Lord and Ladies of Cinder. Hi, Sihnion here. I'm sorry for leaving suddenly, but there's a good reason for it. I've had matters that must be attended to immediately, and cannot wait until after you all try to drag me along to help with Solera's business. I've been shown a path to help achieve my dream. No, one to supersede my dream. I cannot and will not hand you all the possibility to dissuade me from my goal. Not again. I'm headed up for Zadan. From what I heard last, you all are not going to need my carriage, so I've taken the liberty of using it to hasten my travel. If you needed it still, I'm sorry, but I cannot miss this opportunity and know it will pay dividends back to you infinitely more. Next we meet, I hope my plans have gone as predicted. If so, our reunion will be heavenly. Lord of Embers, Sihnion.
He's gone. He's left.
What do you mean?
Look. I show him the letter. He's had another opportunity and doesn't want to be dissuaded again. I didn't know we were keeping him from such things.
What does he mean again?
I don't know. I had no idea that we had done anything like that. I know that he wanted to return to his work as a salesman, but I didn't. I suppose we were stopping him from that. I didn't know that he didn't want to. What did we do?
I do not know if we've done anything. I believe that he might just have business elsewhere.
I activate detect magic.
Probably on some of the paintings there's if the paint is magical after it's been applied, there's some magic on the paint on some of the paintings in the corner. That's about it.
Is that the only thing on the stacked papers? Is the letter?
Yeah. There's it's a single sheet. And the other papers are cutouts of canvas. One of them is a beautiful scene of something hard to describe. It seems like a fever dream of what a depiction of like a heaven would look like, and it's different interpretations of it different times. And the last one on the list is a portrait of someone you don't know. Seems to be I believe a human woman. Seems maybe in her 20s, 30s. And it's just a simple portrait. It's given a bit of like a pseudo heavenly glow about her, but that's about it.
He left some of his, well, a lot of his art.
The paintings in the corner, if they're looked through, seem to be different interpretations of either Lesep or him in his marionette form, or some sort of combination of the two, like him holding the rings of Lesep in his hand or whatnot. But they've all been either slashed or punched through and then tossed into a corner.
Why did he destroy all of it? He did such beautiful paintings. It looks like he was angry.
Well,
What?
I worry for him. I do not believe that he is all right, just on business.
You believe that someone has taken him?
No, I believe that he has.
Perhaps the staff influenced him more than we could have known. Did Aelin come with us? That's not a chat.
Aelin was presented a piece of armor, and he's been changing into it as like this didn't seem like that dire of a situation at first.
It's like he's just sleeping so heavily as well.
As usual. You believe something has gotten into his mind the way that it did to Aelin?
Perhaps. I do not know.
point to the various drawings that aren't of him or the marionette form. My guess would be it's whatever this is.
Do you recognize any of this?
Do I?
Nope, probably not. Well, I'll say maybe in passing every now and then, like while distracted in his own drawings and his own.
Oh yeah, you've seen him draw
Yeah.
that figure before, the solid white figure, humanoid figure silhouette amidst the three interconnected rings with eyes on them.
What's on the crumpled project screen reels?
Looking at them, it's hard to tell what it's supposed to be because each one is like it's full of color. You would need the project screen to see like exactly what it's supposed to detail, but it seems like looking at it sequentially, it seems to be some sort of. It seems to be like a moving image of those three rings moving about itself, and the background color is nonsensical, sort of like static if it was given chromatic color as well.
I'm gonna take one of the project screen things and put it in my pocket.
It's very psychedelic, sort of.
Well, do you want to go to Zidane?
I believe that we should. We should try to stop him.
Aelin and I
to-
will need to return to Athendal as soon as we can.
Yes, I understand.
I worry about him.
As do I.
I'm sorry, but
What?
Lyra, I'm not leaving you.
Thank you. I still can't express to you both how much it means to me that you're helping with this, but I also, if you're concerned about Sihnion, I just don't want to keep either of you from things that are more important to you.
Seems like he did a pretty good job of trying to get us not to follow him.
Do you believe he doesn't want to be followed? Do you believe he doesn't want to be followed? Or, Sir Hammerfell, if you believe he has been influenced by something... I assume the staff is gone, right?
Yep.
I'm going to ask Aelin if perhaps the staff could have done something like this to him. I go back to my room and I assume the door's closed because he's changing. I'll knock on the door.
All right. As soon as you come back, the door is ajar at this point. You've spent a fair amount of time within there.
I thought it was a door.
It is. Shut the fuck up.
Sorry.
What you guys don't know is Sihnion actually just died, so good luck with that.
He had a heart attack. Sorry.
The door is open, and Aelin is now wearing a pair of... what does scale armor look like, Hammerfell?
What does it look like?
It's like it looks kind of like the scales of like a reptile, but they're in like segments that move downward. So you can like push them up, and there's like cloth underneath them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and there's like certain other pieces of armor that are not shaped like that, like it has shoulder pads and stuff like that.
Ooh,
Yeah,
wearing-
it's kind of like different chainmail.
that looks like it
wearing
would
it.
be really fun to like jingle.
Yeah.
And it's gonna be jingling.
Jingle, jingle, jingle.
Right, how, did you find Sihnion?
He's disappeared. He left a note that he had to attend to business opportunities elsewhere. He took the staff with him.
Right. I'm sorry to hear that, Selira.
I wouldn't want to keep him from living his life. Sir Hammerfell is concerned that something may have influenced him. Do you think the staff could have done that, or do you think that he just... He did mention it when we talked about going to Athendal. He said that he had other things to take care of.
So, you knew he left for this reason? Well, how
He
could you
mentioned it.
possibly... Well, I mean, how do you know he's actually left for that purpose? Did he disappear in the middle of the night, or did he leave just now and tell you?
He didn't... He wasn't in his room. He left a letter. I gave it to Hammerfell. And, I show him the crumpled up project screen thing. He had this machine that would, make images move. This was... He left behind some of the pictures for it, and, his paintings were all broken. It seemed like he made a mess of the room in a rage.
Right. I'm afraid this is a bit beyond my area of expertise.
You're right. I'm sorry. You've hardly met him. That is what happened. Apparently, he seems to be quite far away.
Right.
But
Are you all planning on following him?
I'm not. And Brandy said that she intends to go where I go. Sir Hammerfell, he mentioned going to Zidane, where Sihnion said he was going, but I don't think he's made a decision. Brandy is coming with us, at least.
Right. Well, we should confirm with Hammerfell what he plans to do, and then plan from there.
You don't believe the staff could have done something to him the way that something was in your mind, right?
I feel like various magical items can certainly inspire someone, but in terms of completely take control and uproot what they're doing and cause them to change who they are in general, that would require quite the enchantment, which I don't even think that group is capable of.
Then perhaps there were things going on that we just didn't know about with him.
Perhaps.
Either way, he will likely be safer if he's going somewhere that he knows.
Right.
He did take the carriage.
All right.
Right.
I'm terribly sorry, Celera.
It's all right. You're right. Traveling with people does make you like them quite a lot.
Yes.
Well, I suppose, should go perhaps clean up the room and tell I wonder if he left his key or if he kept it.
Probably,
It was, I'm talking to myself.
It's perfectly fine. Got a lot ahead of us.
We do. For the record, I know that a lot of things have been happening. I did do the math. You are still technically older than me, but I am happy to act as regent for as long as you need, or I'm sure Mother wouldn't mind having her name on the records either. You've had a lot going on, and
Celera, let's take it one day at a time.
I'm sorry.
Don't worry. It's I figure before we make plans, we should try and save our home first.
I just know that there will probably be little time if we once we do set everything right, depending on what we want to tell people. If nothing else, I look forward to seeing Mother's face when she sees you again.
Right, that's a big motivator at the moment.
Well, I'm going to make sure that Sihnion didn't leave anything else behind.
Right, I'll accompany you. Stands up, sort of or like rather walks forward, still trying to get used to the weight and balance of the armor.
I'm gonna
Slowly.
stay right next to him. I'm still a little scared that he's gonna fall. As we go back to Sinion's room.
Anything Hammerfell and Brandy have been doing in the meantime?
I've probably just been reading or trying to decipher some of the more burnt letters, or reading the main one.
You will be able to tell from like reading several of them. It seems like he tried to write this letter several times.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
That's what they all seem. They all seem to be like rough drafts of that one.
Mm-hmm.
Have you found anything else?
I don't think so. These seem to be rough drafts.
I think Brandy would have just been hovering by the doorway, just
All right.
taking the whole scene.
Must have been a difficult letter to write.
I think so.
I wonder why.
How do you tell the ones you're close to that you're leaving them?
In the letter, he seemed upset. I think.
Yes, upset, troubled in some way.
Almost seemed desperate.
Perhaps he wanted to stay.
Well, it seems that something was calling out to him, and it seems he answered.
I wish he hadn't destroyed his paintings.
Reading from the letter, seems like this has been his plan for a while now, and he simply didn't want to be pried from it again. Is he easily swayed, easily convinced of things?
No, I'm stubborn as a mule.
Sometimes.
Because it appears you stopped him from doing a thing or two in the past, according to the letter at least.
I don't know what it would have been.
Perhaps I've talked him down from doing something bad. I know. I think I have
I did.
influenced him. You have? When?
When we were in Hendrix, he, the tailor that you all went to, who treated
Yeah,
him
she was
poorly,
quite unpleasant.
he wanted to go and disintegrate some of her stock. And one night, you had all gone to bed, and I was, he came out of his room all dressed up, and I asked him where he was going, and he told me what he was going to do, and I talked him out of it, and instead we went to, I glance at Aelin, to a tavern in town, and he got very drunk. I just mostly watched, but that's the only example that comes to mind.
It doesn't sound exactly like persuading him from any sort of grand dream.
I didn't think he wanted it that badly if I could talk him out of it.
Or maybe he's a little bit easier persuaded than you all imagined.
Perhaps.
Perhaps.
Can't imagine that seems far too incidental. Doesn't sound like you're dissuading him from anything grander than a simple petty act of vengeance.
I'm not really sure what was in his mind. Little things add up. We were able to convince each other of a thing or two. But,
I didn't intend to upset him. I just didn't want him to get in trouble.
nor do I think you did. I think you just didn't want the possibility of caring for someone so much that it would get in the way of things he had already planned.
What did you all know about what he had planned? Did he tell you anything? Did he ever talk to you about Sir Hammerfell?
No. Not that I can remember.
Mitch. He never spoke much about it. His mother worked in the church. She works in the church in Tinkerthrun. His father is an inventor.
Yes, I knew that.
But maybe it is just that. He just wanted something different. I will miss him.
As will I. I would hope to have spoken with him. I can tomorrow.
Tomorrow? Brandy, you can send messages.
I can. We can try communicating him. Maybe towards the end of the day. Make sure we don't need that energy for anything private.
Right. Well, we'll check in with him then. And
Yes, see if we can discern anything else from his motives.
And make it clear that we're not trying to talk him out of anything. Just wanted to make sure he was all right, because it didn't seem like him to up and leave so abruptly. I start mage handing the papers like all over to just clean up a little bit.
Easy enough. If you pick up the random scraps of paper using the illusory hand, picking it up, I'm assuming moving into a more neat pile.
Yeah.
On a raised surface.
All the like trash and stuff. I assume this is too much stuff for prestidigitation to clean up.
And I believe the key would be found within.
Oh, he did leave it here.
Oh, well, that is good.
We should return this to the front desk when... Why did he destroy them?
I do not know. If he was in his right mind, he would have left them, perhaps, for us to remember
Perhaps he
him.
didn't want us trying to take them with us?
I have
Why,
no clue.
Why didn't he bring them with him? He could sell them or something. Help him get his whatever work he wanted to do. Start it back up. I'll sweep all the papers up into the little pile. Have the hands straighten them out so that they can like be stacked. And put them next to the pile of the paintings. Did he leave anything else behind?
He took that shit. It's gone. He took it. Finders keepers, bitch. No, he left the key.
Finders keepers. Okay.
But tis.
Well, we can take these somewhere. In the meantime, Ferring, you have somewhere to stay. You also, your room is still open. We didn't didn't even look for the key.
Right. Well, thank you very much.
Where did you go?
Oh, I just had a couple of things to sort out.
You too.
Like what?
I have a little bit of research to do on opening a business here in Sudo. I just
Legal
had to go
codes,
to-
or?
Yes, among other things.
Yes. Well, if you hadn't noticed, the place is a bit of a mess. We were attacked in the night.
I've gathered.
Yes.
Real
we were
quick,
quite
Brandy's
worried
gonna,
about you.
Brandy's
Brandy's gonna insight check the legal codes answer. Insight
I'll roll an
check.
insight.
Ah,
That is fairly sus.
Brr.
$11. Ah, well.
Seems like he's trying to. He seems very agreeable to what Solaro was saying. As soon as that option was presented, he jumped on it.
I'll keep that to myself for now.
Where did you find places to research here? The only bookstore we've been able to find is mostly fiction. Did it let you into the library of the academy if you're not a student?
Oh no. There's a couple of alchemy, or not alchemy, but there's a couple of privately owned businesses around town, and I figure those people have been through a thing or two, so
Oh.
perhaps they could shed an old pearl.
Did you find what you were looking for?
Still looking a little bit, but I found a fair amount.
Well, we should return this key to the front desk, I suppose, and
Aelin will turn to Hammerfell. Say, I hate to be a bother, but I figure I should ask, are you planning to join us, or are you going after your friend? I completely understand if it's the latter. It's just something we kind of need to know.
Well, you're going to need all the help you can get. I believe that I shall be there to protect you three. But we shall speak with him through magical means.
As you explain this to him, his face is washed over with, like, a form of guilty relief as he hears your response.
oh, Faring, you
Yes.
there is a problem back home for Aelin and I, so we are going to make our way back there to correct it. That's so we won't be staying here for too long.
Right. Well, good on you.
Sorry, I would have liked to see your shop.
Well, we'll see if it amounts to anything anyway.
I'm sure it will.
Sort of nods.
Do you think we should leave these papers and all this here? When they clean the rooms, will they remove it?
I believe we should take them with us.
We'd most likely end up just in the trash or burn.
Nothing else, it might be good to start a fire if we're out in the wilderness. At least there's all these crumped up papers. We'll talk to him tonight, if after dinner, perhaps?
Yes.
Yeah, like a plan.
Faring will say, I've got a bit of research, fair amount more research to do before I'm able to open up shop, so I think I'll retire to the city for the day.
What time did you want to go out to dinner?
Are you sure that it's That's how we do this, given the circumstances. It's going to be celebratory and seems to be a lot to mourn.
Well, we have things to celebrate. Well, even if we are without Sihnion, we found a bookstore today, and Aylan's back. That's certainly something to celebrate.
And we did make it through those goddamn mountains.
We certainly did.
That is true.
I'll find a place in town and make a reservation. I'll be back before dinner time.
All right. Just let us know.
Will do. We'll head out.
I'm gonna close the door after he does. We did find some things that might be interesting to someone seeking knowledge. Aside from this, the book from another material plane.
Right.
Still doesn't seem quite real.
Well, multiple offerings might be a good thing.
They don't trade personal secrets, do they?
I'm not quite sure it works that way.
Thank the gods. What was that, Sir Hammerfell?
Oh, you just see the slight glow in Hammerfell's eyes from his locate object kind of slowly fade away, as you know, like an acceptance that we aren't going to find Sihnion.
That's so sad. That's so sad. So, offerings of knowledge, or Brandy's idea. It would be good to have several plans anyway.
I agree.
Especially traveling through a plane, well, that I've never been to, and I don't think Hammerfell has.
No, not.
Sir Hammerfell, I'm sorry. But it would, I think, do us good to be prepared. Is there any danger of ambush, Brandy, there? Just traveling, the random bandits, things like that?
Bandits? No. Rogue elementals and all things that enjoy the heat? Yes.
They would try
If
to
they're
attack us for no reason?
hungry. Some of them might be sadistic.
Oh.
Otherwise, a lot of things out there need fuel, things to burn.
Us?
Oh, we got clothes on us, don't we?
Yes? Is that
I'll burn.
there are quite a lot of things to consider. I hadn't thought of that. How do people there wear clothes? Do they all wear metal?
Heavens no. Well, that's more of a thing. It's more of a danger if you're wandering around in the city of brass.
Well, that is definitely something to remember. metal doesn't burn, I suppose. But most armor has something flammable in it. Doesn't it? I look at Aelin and Hammerfall because I don't wear armor.
Yes, there are straps and cloth underneath. Yes.
Aelin looks and I'm sorry, terribly sorry I didn't really wear armor before everything. Anyway, still have a day or two to prepare, if you like. Send your messages and contact whoever you like, or gear up in any way possible.
It might be a good idea to get some other clothes for you that aren't armor.
Perhaps.
Do you think we should warn anyone that we're on our way?
I'm sorry, I don't quite understand.
That we are coming back to Athendel? Because I don't think that the people... Well, the person, at the very least, the person pretending to be father, will take kindly to our arrival.
That's precisely why I don't think we should give away we're coming.
I think warning him would be exactly the opposite of what we want.
I was talking more about Mother, but...
Well, Mother is...
If she thinks... There's no way to know how much in conspiracy, and she could accidentally let the word slip to someone.
That's true. I just don't want to frighten anyone, but... Well, I think we have more frightening things to figure out first anyway.
Right.
Damn, he took the cut. That means he took all the food.
Oh no.
Perhaps we have more shopping to do than we thought.
Right.
He took the sword too.
The sword?
Storage containers.
Oh.
Things that kept food preserved.
As well as the grotesque sword.
Oh.
I'm not too...
I'd forgotten about that.
Not quite a loss, but perhaps it can end up in the wrong hands. I worry about that.
The one that was always dripping blood?
That's the one, yes.
I forgot we still had that. Well, Brandy, do you want to... Should we go back out into town? Do you want to join us? You too?
Sounds like a great idea.
You're sure you're up for it? I don't want you to feel like you have to do anything that you're not ready for.
I feel as though I better start getting used to it.
Well, we'll go somewhere easy then.
Right.
I guess we're
lead the
going
way.
out into town then.
Alright. Step into town. The blues and pale colors of Sudo fill your eyes as you step out onto the streets. Well, where are you heading?
I think Brandy wanted to get, like, food.
Yeah, looking more, getting more of those sort of containers that keep things preserved.
Alright.
It's the preserving.
Go ahead and make either a survival or perception check, finding your way around the city.
Survival or perception? Those are the same bonus for me, so...
Yeah.
Come on, you never rolled poorly.
Yeah, fuck.
Never ever.
Wait, maybe signing cast blessing. Oh,
Oh wait,
Oh,
I'll cast
no!
You're the
guidance.
bit.
I'll
Aww.
cast guidance on her.
you're looking for chest preserving, which
Yeah.
is a little bit more in line with magical stuff. Asking around, there's really one location that you're referred to fairly often, and you're given directions, and you head to the northeastern part of town, sort of somewhat below the sky ring. You find yourself outside a purple roof building, which is different than most of the shades of blue that exist throughout roofs here in the city. The paleness of the building is replaced with a dark gray coloration to it. The door that would normally be made of wood appears to be circular and made out of some sort of glass that is tinted a blue color.
Ooh. Is it? So it's
Uh,
like an
this-
enchantment shop?
That's what. This is where you've been pointing to.
Cool.
Step inside.
Uh-oh. Didn't hear that.
I step inside.
I follow.
Right. You enter into the shop. The door sort of like swings open to the right, inward, as you find yourself in an area that is almost a full dome of what appears to be strange black darkness that surrounds you, before you see, walking out of the darkness, stepping forward. Before this, you see a almost white-skinned orc, like completely, almost looks albino. Yes. Except there don't appear to be tusks within the mouth. There are a small pair of reading glasses upon the face, which is fairly strong and jagged. The eyes are of a purplish coloration, purple to pink, and he sort of just walks forward. Looks at over all of you. He's probably about 8 to 9 feet tall.
Oh wow.
He's a tall man.
Good morning.
Big boy.
Looks over all of you.
Is it still morning?
By this point, it is probably just reaching into the noon. He seems to be squinting his eyes a lot before he's...
Hello.
Hi, good morning. Good to meet you. How can I help you?
I look to Brandy.
Me too.
I was directed in your direction in inquiry towards chest of preserving.
Right. Well, I can certainly get that for you. I'm going to need a little bit. Well, it's going to cost a little bit because, you know, it's magical and stuff. Right, but before we get to that, my name is Zigir Finn. I am a magical salesman of many possibly potent magical things.
Lovely to meet you,
Thank you.
Mr. Finn.
Lovely to meet you all too. Your names, if you don't mind.
Oh, I'm
Salira.
just something. Oh, sorry.
She's taking out a notebook and starts writing this down.
Oh, I like him.
I am Sir Samson Hammerfell. And this is
And this
Brandon. Brandon asked to meet you.
Aylin's just like, hi, I'm Aylin. Good to meet. Leans over to Celira. I thought this was going to be, easy. He's very intimidating. He's very big.
in Elvish. He seems very nice. If anything goes wrong, just leave the shop.
Right.
I'll take his arm.
He continues. So, if you're going to be looking to get something like that today, I have a couple in stock. That being said, I'm going to need a little bit of... it's going to be about 100 gold for a couple of them. I sell them in pairs, because that's how I make them. So, is that going to be good for you, Miss Brandy?
100 gold for each?
No, for a single pair you get, or for a pair you get 2, yes.
And that's 100 gold?
Yes.
That should be fine. And how much carrying capacity?
The carrying capacity is something that I definitely know. Give me a moment.
Let me check my ledger.
So yeah, just got to make sure I'm not selling you the wholesale ones. I can carry about 25 pounds, both of them. Or each of them. My apologies.
One pair should do enough.
Alright. And that'll be 100 gold.
Right. Get over.
So you pass it forward, he writes something in his notebook, faces it and says, I'll be right back with your magical stuff unless anybody else wants something right now.
I look over to Solara. Yes, I believe that is what we wanted. And that shall be all.
It just seems to be like an enchantment shop, right?
Yeah, magical items in general.
Okay.
Nothing else then? I'm going back.
No, thank you.
Alright.
Oh, I just did his accent.
He disappears into this darkness. You actually hear his voice pierce through as he's back there. He says, I'm sorry about all the darkness and all of this. It's just I got to keep a close eye on stuff. I'm very, very, very wary of people trying to steal from me. It's happened in the past, and I'm also very wary of people trying to use my stuff for bad things. So I keep a log of all the people who buy stuff from me. And his voice sort of grows louder as he says, and I don't think you people are going to use these things for use these chests for bad things, but who knows? I don't know you. I mean, you could, I don't know, blow up a city block with these things. I don't really know. I'm not the most practiced in all these kinds of magics, but as he appears out. But there you go. Has you 2 chests of preserving.
Brandy
yes,
just
thank you.
likes to cook. She's very good at it.
Well, it's a very good skill to have. It's a very good skill indeed. Do you know how to cook? Pointing at you, Hammerfell.
Oh, me? No, just the basics. I know how to hunt and roast something over a fire, and that's about the extent of it.
Right. See, I never learned to cook myself. It was never a very easy thing to do for me. That's why I enchant magical items.
Yes, both are beyond my comprehension, but...
Anything else I can interest you in? I got plenty of inventory. It's just back there, and I can't really show you because then you might get hungry, as you know.
Yes, I do not have very much coin on me, I'm afraid. But perhaps, Solara, do you?
Do you have things that would help a person resist fire, being injured by it?
Yeah, we've got a couple of things like that. Yeah. Are you looking for like a ring or a suit of armor?
A ring would be nice. Yes.
A ring,
Something
right?
movable.
Oh no.
All right. Let me see what I got. I'll be right back. Does anyone else want anything before I go back there?
No.
All right.
It's very efficient.
That is a similar line of inquiry as myself.
What was that, Brandy?
Similar line of inquiry myself.
All right. I'll take a look for you. He sort of heads back. You know, you don't got to be quiet out there. I can still hear you and talk if you want to talk, but if you don't want to talk, that's fine too. I don't want you to be forced to talk just because I'm back here, but I don't want you to think that I can't hear you because I can.
Do you keep a log only of the people that buy things here, or
The people, what they spend, what they buy.
so that must come in handy if someone comes by and asks if they're investigating. Must be very helpful.
Yeah, it sort of keeps me in the clear, you know.
Yes, that's very good to keep records. If only so that you can remember where things went. Your inventory must be very precise.
Yes, it's very precise. Anyway, he returns with a suit of what appears to be this strange scale mail that is orange in coloration. It doesn't appear to be made of metal. He places that down, and then he places a single ring box down that he passes forward. Now, I'll allow you to look at these, but I will tell you that both of these are very expensive, and both of them are a little bit different than one another. So here we have a ring that will sort of make you hurt a little bit less from fire and fire-related things. Which is that one is going to be 2,500 gold. And then we have this suit of one moment. This here is a sort of. It was made from a dragon scales.
Ooh.
It is
Dragon.
it's made from the scale mail of a red dragon. It is very, very, very rare, and believe me, it took me a lot to not perish while making it. Because the scales don't like being enchanted, you know, so getting them, trying to do so makes them very, very hard. I almost burnt off a finger every now and then, so it's not going to be cheap. It's this one here is going to be 4,000 gold.
Those are a bit out of my price range at the moment, but thank you for showing us.
What was the ring?
2,500. It's no big deal, but just let me know if you come back here and you happen to make more money, then come back here and spend it here, and I will give you all the. I will give you these instead. Yes.
What kind of role would it be for me to tell if these are fair prices?
You can make either an intelligence or insight check.
Oh, if only there was someone there who knew about the ins and outs of buying things.
Oh wait.
Huh.
You left, you bitch!
This was your decision. Well, maybe.
I'm Mr. Sussmeiser. I'm Mr. Suss. I'm Mr. Ventcroxer. I'm Mr. Among Us.
What is that from?
It's ice. It's a cold and hot miser, but instead it's Among Us-ified.
Among Us.
So,
I put it in the thing, but spoiler
No, I
all
saw
the
that,
lines.
I didn't know what it was.
I can give you a video, but yeah.
the price seems high, but it doesn't seem out of the scope of what someone would be... It doesn't seem like he's trying to rip you off. It just seems like he's trying to make quite a bit of profit off of these items.
That makes sense.
Well, so it is a bit out of our price range at the moment, but I appreciate you taking your time, and we will keep these in mind for if we come into the coin.
All right, it's no problem for me. Just be sure to... if you like, I can hold these items for you, and then you could come back, and then I can give them to you.
Well, it is a kind offer. I think we'll be leaving in a day or two. Yeah, it's probably that much money in that quick a time.
It's unfortunate. But if you ever find yourself back here in good old Sudo, then I'll be here still selling all the same things. Unless I am dead, then I probably won't be.
Is a fair assessment.
Difficult to sell things if you're dead, but well, hopefully that will not be an issue. Thank you then.
Yes, you.
I'll head out. With
All right.
Alan, I'm still kind of holding onto his arm.
I will.
Lightly, just like as a reassurance.
I will carry the boxes out.
Oh, we should probably just bring those back to the hotel so we're not just like carrying a couple of magical fridges
Giant
around.
Fucking crates. Yeah, true.
Hammerfell's just like walking around town with like 2 refrigerators on his shoulders.
I love refrigerators.
He's the guy at the mall where it's like, oh my god, let's go to that store, and he's like holding everything.
I love that. Yeah, we'll take those back to the inn, I assume.
Yeah, let's put them in bottle.
All right, you turn to the inn, drop off the boxes.
And I'm gonna keep an eye out for like a fine clothing shop because I want to get Aelin something more comfortable than armor.
You're going... Okay, so... Sorry. My apologies. You're going... You're dropping them off and then heading where?
I assume we're also going to like get more food for Brandy to cook, but I'm also keeping an eye out for like a fine clothing shop.
All right, go ahead.
Yeah,
and make
we could also kind of do that. The food preparation pretty last minute.
So that
Yeah.
To maximize the preserving time.
Yeah, get the food on like the last day that we're leaving.
All right.
I also want to go and check up on the stables
oh
All
yeah,
right.
because I think we only paid for like one night, so I want to go and check and talk with that guy.
see
All right.
if Sihnion was acting weird too.
Yeah,
Pussy.
yeah. So I'll go there while they're clothing shopping.
All right. Then go ahead and make a general perception check.
General perception check.
Not you, but the people. Yeah.
Yeah, I know me. Oh,
Do you?
That's not bad. It's a 16.
16.
Yeah.
You make your way to the large sort of central marketplace that exists near the front of town. Fountain sitting there in the center, surrounded by various benches. It's kind of desolate at the moment. Doesn't appear as though too many people are occupying this square, though the stores do seem up. It's the same style of building as most of the rest. This one, single story, a little bit smaller than the other ones. And there is a glass window and a bell that rings as you enter. Cling, cling. you'll see as a human woman, probably in her late 60s, comes to greet you and says, hello. You all need any help looking around today, or are you good?
I'm gonna look at Aelin. I'm just looking for some clothes for my brother here. Just something comfortable that he could travel in, and also perhaps at least one formal outfit.
Right. Do you have your measurements?
Actually, I don't recall them.
I'm afraid I do not. Could I be measured here? She says, yeah, that's not a problem. She grabs this piece of string that has various markings upon it. And then she takes a little bit of time measuring. Is anyone else looking around in here while you're waiting?
I mean, I'm gonna glance around, like, for what kind of stuff they have, just to get an idea.
Alright. It seems rather, I'll say rather business-oriented. Mm-hmm. Like, these are working people's clothes. There is a certain style to it that is different than anything you've come across before. It's somewhat endearing. The material is similar to that of all other clothing, but there is this strange stylation to it that is... It focuses a lot more on... Like, you can't find a single dress in here.
Oh.
Appears to be pants, and some short pants, and many working shirts and suits.
Okay, I'm gonna also keep an eye on Aelin and make sure that he doesn't seem like uncomfortable.
He seems not uncomfortable, just like, you know,
Tired.
he thought he was done with this when he fucking died.
Oh, I feel so bad for him. I mean, I don't think he wants to wear armor everywhere.
As that is being said, Hammerfell, you're looking for
The stables?
The stables, yeah.
Yeah.
Go to the stables, return to see the same man in the same lax position, except slightly different. He appears to have fallen asleep. Little snot bubble growing and shrinking as he does so.
I'll walk up. Excuse me, sir.
This horse isn't down, huh?
Yes, hello. I believe that I have some horses stables with you.
Right.
And I believe that a friend of mine came through here. Do you recall seeing him?
When would that have been?
This morning, I believe.
What came through here? Was he looking to board a horse here?
I believe that he took 2 horses and a carriage out of here. Short-looking fellow, black hair.
Oh, I doubt that.
Oh, what do you mean?
I doubt that happened. I was keeping watch the entire morning, and if the horse didn't belong to him, wasn't brought here by him, then I would not allow him to simply take it.
Well then, let me collect my my steeds, as well as my carriage.
Sure, I will be back.
Come on, and I'll start walking with him, like leading him into the public stable area.
He will say, if you could stay here, you don't need to go back there. I will bring out your horses.
Well, sir, I would like to see the condition that my steeds have been kept in.
I'm afraid that is policy, sir.
Perhaps. I'm gonna mentally communicate with Francis.
All right.
Asking him just like, are the others there?
Get the sensation from him that says, nope. They were.
Well, I've received it under good word that my steeds are missing, and I would like to investigate such a thing.
I'm sorry, but under what word?
Under the fine word of my steed. Now, come on. I'll start walking.
You're saying, no, sir, you are not to go in there. Are you stopping?
I'll stop and turn around to him and say, do you doubt the word of a sanctioned knight of the Vendershire stands?
I'm afraid that don't hold much standing here.
It says the Bible. You doubt the word of the mighty Jimmy?
Perhaps not. But kind sir, are you going to stop me?
If I need
Hammerfell
to.
is so polite when he's like threatening to trespass on.
That's because usually he doesn't have to.
If I need to stop you, I'll stop you, alright? Just wait out here, I'll go get your horses for you. It's not that
Well.
big a deal.
Hurry up then.
Right. It's gonna start walk into the not really visible from outside the stables. As he walks in, you see him, he's probably in there for about 5 minutes. He opens the door, cracks it slightly, pokes out the window, looks both ways, closes it, goes inside again. How long are you gonna wait? He's gonna be in there for a while.
I'll probably wait maybe 2 minutes.
Before what?
I'm gonna communicate with Francis. Give me an update on the situation in there.
He is. You get it back that this person is freaking out. As 2 horses and an entire ass carriage have disappeared under his watch.
Oh, very well.
And he says, before you hear, he's approaching me now. Before, says, "1 moment, I shall see you soon." And you see him stepping out with Francis alone and leaving him to you.
Does Francis have his ringmail and saddle on?
Yes, Francis also has a couple of other things that he didn't have before.
Oh,
Oh.
like what?
There appear to be sort of like strung over Shilly with pieces of rope and thrown over his back is the chest of preserving.
No! God damn it.
Now we have 4.
God damn it, Sihnion.
No, now we have 6.
Oh no! God damn it.
As well as the strange bloodied sword is in one of the is stuck in one of the just random side pockets of your saddle.
Sihnion just like dumped everything he didn't feel like bringing out of the carriage.
Yep.
I will,
Question the word of the mighty Jimmy?
I will approach him to meet him halfway. Well, sir, you have doubted me, and let's see where that has gotten you.
Well, I got your horse.
Yes, it's the least you could have done.
The
I
carriage.
will.
Who took the carriage, though?
Might I ask of any, like compensation for losing such a thing?
You said that your friend brought it. Your friend got it, so it's you're up to collect it from him.
Perhaps, but you have seemed to have failed at your job. Now, where I'm from, that means quite a lot. But perhaps not here in Sudan.
I'm afraid it doesn't really work that way here.
Perhaps you have your business has left me sorely disappointed. So, have a good day. I'll start leading Francis away.
I'm leaving a 1-star Google review.
Yeah.
Worst stables in the city.
lost 2 horses in a wagon. Don't come here.
In one night.
You gotta go over and rate him, and then he says, "Write something personal," and you're like, "The dude's a bitch."
dude's a cunt. What's next?
Ye old yeller.
What if he's like not even? What if he doesn't even work there? He was just like taking a nap and didn't want to get in trouble for falling asleep in like someone else's business. He doesn't even work here.
Yeah, he doesn't even work here.
You don't even go here.
All right. What are you doing after that, Hammerfell?
I will lead Francis back to the inn, presuming that they won't take too long.
All right. As you do so, you can pick up with your passive perception. There's a lot of individuals along the streets, most of them of a general human variety, and none of them yeah, none of them appear to be too outstanding. However, one of them doesn't necessarily catch your eye. You hear a sort of strange voice emanating from this person that doesn't appear to match the build. As you hear, "The strings of destiny have drawn us near. It's almost time. It's almost time. It's almost time." And as you turn
quiet.
Trying to look in the direction, if you would like to show your new, if you would like to explain your new character, Mitch.
Yeah, I'm not leaving the campaigns, losers.
I was like, oh my god, is Sihnion gonna be like evil, or are we gonna rescue
Sihnion
him?
is evil now. Evil. Let me go to my freaking reference folder. But you see before you, standing about a head taller, a good head and shoulders taller than most passers-by, is a figure seemingly cloaked in white armor, like half-plate armor. They have a bit of robes about them. Put an image in the character description. And they have on their person, they have they are 7'1". They are fucking
Someone's
tall.
taller than Hammerfell.
No way.
By like a foot or like half a foot. But yeah, they're real tall. But they're very lanky, like beanpole-esque. They have a messenger bag on their hip, as well as a pouch with some vials on the outside, and a backpack on their back, as well as several weapons about their body, including what you can see, like 3 daggers in like a side pouch, a hand axe on like to reach up and grab on their back shoulder. Mm-hmm. They also have a sword, a large sword, about maybe 3.5 feet long, or longer probably. It's a great sword, but it is made of entirely green crystal.
Ooh.
They're here. The people who will lead you to what you want. I mean, then I get what I want, yes?
Screw me, I swear. You're supposed to be quiet.
It's actually Musk.
He transformed into the past and got replaced by a dwarf.
1,000 years into the past.
He seems to be looking over his shoulder, like talking to his or like looking down and like talking into his messenger bag. At is where the other voices emanating from.
Where would they even be?
City.
Of course.
And he just keeps walking forward, looking around, trying to see of anyone of note, and then sees a knight on a horse.
Or leading
he'll
the horse.
approach.
Yeah, he's probably leading the horse because
Leading the horse. You don't ride your horse everywhere you go.
I mean, normally he does, but he can't ride it with all this shit strapped to him. He has there's 4 crates on him.
There's 4 boxes. I put four chests on him. Poor donkey.
It's a horse.
Like, it's a Minecraft joke. Anyway, the joke
Poor
is
dog.
Minecraft. The poor dog.
Minecraft. Too long.
The joke is Minecraft.
I don't get it.
They'll like look Hammerfell over and say,
Would you happen to know of any newcomers? I am attempting to gather rumors about the city, and am looking for particular individuals.
Oh, yes, hello. Newcomers to the city? What do you mean? Some friends and I are new.
You may be who I am looking for. I was...
You hear from your back.
He just pops. He, like, takes a...
have the fucking helmeted. I have a helmet thing, so I sound like I'm in my helmet. And he just like bops he just like hammer fists the hammer fists the messenger bag, and just like mutters into it in a weird language I highly doubt you recognize.
Oh my gosh.
Probably not. Hammerfell doesn't speak so many languages.
Just looks up and says,
Your group would not be attempting to plane hop, would you be?
I believe that
Attempting to
may
what?
be.
Plane hop?
That sounds vaguely familiar.
And do you perhaps have a dragon on your radar?
Dragon of sorts, I believe.
he looks to the messenger bag and is just like,
2 for 2.
and then
Might
looks
I
back up.
ask who you are?
Dragon.
I am Eamone. It is a pleasure to meet you.
And they will give a very lanky bending bow.
It is nice to meet you too, I guess.
Can you please spell that name
And
for me?
you are?
Friend.
My
It is
name
it's in my funny thing now. It's in my name. I'm no longer sussy.
Yay!
I'm sussy in a different way now.
It's still question mark.
It's not.
Not,
Refresh the page.
not,
I'm gonna refresh.
not at all.
If you mean on Roll20, then yes, probably, because
on
I haven't
Roll20
changed
it
it yet. I don't know.
He was bitch
Yeah,
referring to
question
Discord.
marks on roll 20.
I was referring to Discord, but yes.
Eamone?
Oh, hey, Amane.
Eamone.
Hey, yo, money!
Must be the mic.
Anemone.
Sihnion would love that name.
On closer inspection, you would... Hammerfell probably has lots of experience with armor, correct?
Yeah.
That's a correct assumption to make.
Yeah.
He never takes it off.
You would recognize the material this armor is made of is it has a glistening, like iridescent green sheen to it that you would recognize as like it's like, oh, that's adamantine, but
nice.
It's white though, not black for some reason, which is odd.
Huh.
You guys like yarn worship buddies?
What kind of armor is it?
It is half plate.
Oh, nice.
But
Oh, that is a fine-looking sword you have there, and suit of armor as well.
thank you. It is needed in this line of work.
And what line of work would that be?
Information gathering and harvesting of odd creatures.
Ah,
Witcher.
like the one I presume is in your bag there. What?
This
exactly
is more of an a shot to you.
He bops it again.
It is more of an acquaintance that has facilitated an increase in my research findings. They are normally not as chatty as they have been in prior days. It seems they are excited for whatever journey you have been tasked with, should it be a task.
So we are in fact the ones that he's looking for?
Maybe.
He seems to get excited when nearing what he deems is fated to be. So I apologize if this meeting is fundamentally wrong and quite humorously relevant, but would be incorrect. But should it be correct, I would offer my services to your trip.
And you wish to hunt down this dragon?
Partially, yes.
What exactly does that mean?
I am doing a favor for a friend, I suppose.
And your relationship to such a dragon would be?
Strangers. They do not know me, I do not. I've only heard of them and have the information that I know from down the grapevine.
Ex-lovers.
But it
Yes,
would
we
be...
used to fuck heavily.
Shut
He's
up,
a bard.
Actually, a swords bard. Get fucked. Hammerfell knows a bit about... Wait, no, never mind, they're different, never mind.
What?
Act like I said nothing.
Okay. But should you encounter this dragon, you would wish to slay it?
The reagents I require do involve an organ that it would perish without, so incidentally, yes. If it could survive without it, or at least a part of it, then I may be persuaded otherwise.
Perhaps then we might be able to strike an agreement.
I see. Do you have others you travel with, or is it just you and your
I do,
steed?
yes. Perhaps they might see you fit to join us, but that shall be determined in due time. Come along.
I see.
I'll start
He'll
leading
nod
him.
and-
Salu's like, this is gonna be low stress. Aelin's like, okay, and then and then Harabel's like, look,
A friend.
I met someone.
I made a
He's
friend.
kind of weird, and he's fucking straight out of basket case.
I mean, I think all of us are basket cases a little bit. Except maybe
Oh, that-
Hammerfell.
No, that was a reference.
Not that
to-
basket. Not that basket case. Not that one.
That was a reference to the movie Basket Case, where this guy has a
Basket Case.
fucking creature in a bag.
Oh.
Or is it?
Yeah, he keeps it in a basket case.
Yeah,
and
his
it's a
name's
funny. It's a
Belial.
funny little monster. It's a funny little monster.
half brother, or it's his
It's his
brother.
it's his quote half brother. Look at it. Look at it in general chat. I put basket case
Yeah,
in there.
yeah, there he is. He's Belial. There he is. He's hanging out.
Look at him.
What? That is kind of terrifying, honestly.
Yeah, it's a horror movie for a reason.
Yeah.
Well, I've never
That's his
seen
like.
it.
It's his like
Anyway.
twin brother who's like was
Half
removed.
twin brother. Yeah.
That's
Well,
terrifying.
no, they were like conjoined twins, and they
Anyway.
removed him. Anyway, yeah.
About nothing and everything all at once.
Anyway,
Anyway, we're getting close for Aelin.
All right. The clothes are measured. The sizes are measured, and he says, what the, or she says, what, exact style are you going for? I'm not really sure. What is, and turns to Celira and Brandy. What is, hip with the kids nowadays?
What?
He like does like a weird dance move, like as he says that.
Well, it's different in different places, but if you want something that will blend in more at home or here.
Well, have any of my clothes been kept at home?
Your room is as you left it. Well, organized, but I don't
Right.
think they've removed anything.
Then I think for home, I can present myself properly by having clothes there. But for here, I'll take 3 of whatever you recommend.
So I'm gonna get him like 1 formal outfit and just 2 like nice but comfortable outfits. The red and gray stuff that he likes. He said red and gray, right? When he was talking to
Yep.
Hammerfell? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of cool because Celera likes like blue and gray and purple.
Purple.
Anyway.
Easy enough. I'll. Hey. Slowly begins walking around the store and gathering clothes. Before she has them all nicely folded on the counter. Says, how, that's going to be, a gold and a silver piece.
No problem. I give her the money.
Thank you. Have a wonderful day.
Subtract
And-
my inventory.
I'll take the clothes. Anything else to do, or are we heading back to? Are we heading back to the inn, or are we doing more things today?
Unless Brandy wanted to get something else, I think that's good for the day. Until dinner.
Wanted to look at something, but it can wait.
All right.
Right.
We do have probably another day or 2 here, so
Indeed.
I'll start heading back to the inn then.
All right. You make your way back across the now sunset-painted pale stones that make up most of the building, with the occasional blue pushing through the roofs, before you make it back to the Wayward Wall, where I believe Hammerfell and this new individual would have beaten you there. I'm
friend.
not sure. Where, we'll go ahead and just play this out. Iomane and Hammerfell, you both arrive about 10 minutes earlier to the Wayward Wall. As you approach, you see the tired innrunner just leaning there, hunched forward. She looks up. They look up. Hi.
Oh, yes,
Need a
hello.
room?
Could just stay inside.
Hello.
When they enter inside, they take the hood down and take the helmet off. Once they go inside, you would see they have silvery white but
Barbs.
vaguely pale blue skin, bald head, slightly pointed ears, and they reach into their messenger bag pouch and pull out a small set of spectacles and set them on their nose.
What race?
Vidal smile.
nice.
Ooh.
Funny blue boy,
What's he
but
look
with
like?
fundamental differences. I said, it looks like this.
There you go.
It's a bit more bluish tint,
Dabba die.
a bit of a more bluish tint, but silvery nonetheless.
Mhm.
Oh, I have this as well. Oh, I know.
You're
that's the
new.
wrong
Are you going to be
context.
needing a room? Looking at you, Iomane.
I believe so.
Wait, they don't have the helmet on. Shut! I pressed the button on that. I pushed the button out of habit. Leave me alone. Don't look at me. I'll go inside the wall.
A single. Would be a gold.
Of course. They reach into a coin purse behind at their like where their back pocket would be, but it's just a pouch, and they hand over a single gold piece and offer it.
Gives you a key. Marked room.
Did we return Sihnions key? We did that, right?
I believe so. Yes. This is going to be room 7.
Thank you kindly.
Yeah, no problem. Staring forward, just almost a lack of care within the eyes.
Oh. Just tired, right? Doesn't seem like...
Yeah, that's what it seems like.
Okay, I'm still concerned she's like possessed or something. Anyway.
And just as this is resolved, you'll see the door open as 3 figures, Iomane, enter the room. You see Selira, Brandy, and I guess Aelin will see this too. As you all enter, you see Hammerfell, along with this strange individual that you haven't met before.
Oh, yes, these are my friends.
Hello?
I see.
Who's
Greetings.
this?
It is an individual I met on my way back.
Just today?
Oh, yes, just today. He seems to know something about our journey.
Know what?
That you're going on one.
Aren't we all?
Not many have a trip to the elemental plane of fire and to eventually a dragon.
Talk about this upstairs.
Yes, I believe that
course.
would be safer.
Of course. They tilt their head slightly, okay. And they just follow along, holding football, carrying their helmet.
I'm gonna lead him up to my room, I guess, because we've been meeting in there anyway.
Aelin's not keeping distance, but just sort of looking this new individual up and down. As you approach and eventually find yourselves within the room.
So, what's your name, sir? Or
Eamone.
nice to meet you, and you met Sir Hammerfell just today?
Yes, we crossed paths, and a rather mouthy friend of mine pointed him out.
What's that?
Oh, it is some kind of creature he carries in a bag. I'm not sure. I have not seen it yet.
Do you wish to be perceived? He says in a language that none of you understand, but is talking to his messenger bag.
Responds in the same language.
Yay or nay?
Yes.
He'll reach into the bag and we'll pull out fucking I don't have the picture in that folder.
What is it?
Don't worry about it. I'm showing you the picture. You would see in a like a one of those like a scientific sort of like glass bottles with like the round bell end and the has two tubes to connect to with a stopper. There's like but like cantaloupe sized. There's a it's a glass or crystal one of those things, and there's because I can't fucking remember the word for it, but we're going on anyway. And you see inside is a pure black sort of shadowy creature that has a single eye and a big mouth and has two little nubby arms outstretched, and it's just like pressing their face to the glass to look out.
Oh.
Ooh.
I was picturing something completely different.
Ooh. Destiny looks weird. Hey.
Excuse me?
This
I'm a little bit like in front of Aelin. Just a little.
This is Scrimmy, as they've deemed themselves.
Scrimmy.
And
Picturing different.
is Ayamone's gender obvious?
They're male.
Or okay.
Yeah, they're male presenting.
Okay. And you know something about the elemental plane of fire, Mr. Ayamone?
I have some knowledge about it, but I have not been myself. However, I believe, as Scrimmy has pointed out, that some form of destiny has involved you all in it. I would elect to ignore it, but he can be quite persuasive, if not annoying.
He seems very focused.
I believe it is quite pleased with itself.
Right again.
Exactly. He'll stow it back into his messenger bag.
And this
I am this creature? I am unsure of what it might be, but
he told you that we are intending to go to the elemental plane of fire?
yes. Not you specifically, but a group in Pseudo would be. And you happened to be the first I came across.
How serendipitous. And
Yes, it has quite a what's the word? A baba da baba. A habit of offering up decisions that it deems are destiny defined, and acting upon them have led me to various discoveries that I've profited quite well off of. in my pursuit of knowledge.
So this, Scrimmy?
Scrimmy.
Guides you?
Yes.
Guided you to us? I look at Sir Hammerfell a little bit like...
At least this time.
Who did you bring us?
He looks just
Like-
as confused.
Selira looks
The helmet look the helmet the little helmet slits are like doing like the raised eyebrow.
Yeah, he just kind of looks at you and gives you a bit of a shrug.
He then hammer fists the jar again.
Oh. Does
It
that not
is-
hurt him?
No, I believe it. The jar is impermeable to most damage, nor can the stoppers be undone.
So it does not need air, I suppose.
No. He'll pull it back out. And pull Scrimmy back out and just like offer it and say, "You may certainly try, but I am
Take your...
highly..." I see.
Do you intend to help us then, sir?
Yes, I believe our paths have aligned, if Scrimmy is to be believed. And if he is not, and this is a complete happenstance, in which case it would be wrong. He like looks pointedly at Scrimmy,
No coincidence.
puts it in the bag.
And what has he told you?
Individuals are attempting to access the plane of fire, and that would lead to a confrontation with a dragon of some sort. A dragon has reagents that I am looking to experiment with in my pursuit of knowledge. I am uncertain it will survive without the organs required, but if it could survive with just a part of it missing, then it should not need to die.
Are you a biologist? A physician?
I am an esotericist. I dabble in esoterica of all kinds. Primarily, my research has revolved around symbolology and sigils. They'll like reach for their greatsword and like pause for a second and then be like, "This is not a threat," and they will just pull the greatsword out and hold the blade so you can like look at it, and you would see inside, like inlaid in the crystal, like not etched along it, but in the side of the crystal are different symbols of all kinds, just like floating amongst it.
Amongst?
Stop.
Do
Sorry.
I recognize any of them?
Probably not. They're a bit... Runes are different depending on the scriber. So, even the ones
they're
you
a
would've
bit
learned.
they're a bit out there.
Yeah.
Like I imagine you could like see like some like bits and pieces that you would recognize, but they're in such an order that it is unrecognizable. It's like it's like the English alphabet, but someone decided to turn it upside down and put them into each other and like fiddle with it and like stretch it a little bit in some ways, and it just like you can see the symbols, but the way they're used is incomprehensible.
You specialize in lesser known topics then?
Yes. I am fortunate enough to possess others who have like-minded pursuits and have expanded my knowledge past those found in Bellavere.
Well, more knowledge is almost always a good thing. Welcome.
Yes. They
So I
just
suppose
give a
that-
slow nod and sheath the sword. Also forgot that the sword does glow when it's held out. Though none of the symbols seem to be causing it. It's just that the crystal. It's a 10-foot radius, so in a dim light.
Nice. I suppose that you are capable with such a blade.
Yes. Should you require a assessment of my skill, I would happily oblige.
No, I don't think that should be necessary.
I have been asked in the past, but
It's good to be prepared.
indeed.
Where did you, receive your education?
I am self-taught. If not, if not taught by myself, then also by other individuals I have come into contact with and shared knowledge in exchange for knowledge, as well as the insights brought to me by Scrimmy.
And he tells you of destiny?
It tells of many things, but should it be believed, some are more far-fetched than others. But it has deemed me to secrecy at the current moment about some of it, even from myself.
Of what? Of
It seems to have secrets and doesn't like to tell them.
No.
Of course. Well, it is wonderful to meet you.
Likewise.
Do you like poetry?
I have not dabbled in it, but the words, when arranged in some manner, do resemble that of my study. So I do have an appreciation for some, but little knowledge of exact authors. I can appreciate it if that is what you are asking.
Wonderful. Well, Sir Hammerfeld, did you get to the stables?
Oh yes, I suppose you saw Francis outside.
Yes. Sihnion, took everything else then?
Yes, he left us the crates preserving. So I'm afraid that our purchase today was a bit prevalent.
At least he was thoughtful in that regard.
He also left us the horrible corrupted sword. So at least we can keep that safe.
Shouldn't have.
Would that be used as... I know some cultures ingest blood. Never mind.
Yes.
And that's when we're going to take our break. So,
What? Yeah, and he's like, what about eating blood?
Like, we could cure... Could this solve hunger? This thing just, like...
No, shut your mouth, Rachel. What the fuck?
What?
Yes, just drink the blood from the blood
generates
sword.
this stuff.
It does, yeah, it's infinite.
Watch
but
out.
Blood from the blood sword. Blood for the blood
Blood
god.
for the blood god.
Watch out, he's back.
I'm going to
Anyway.
take your sword and use it.
10-minute break. We'll be back around, 10:23 our time?
Let's call it 10:20, 10,
10 what?
yeah, 10:25. Or 25. 25, or if you're, 5. Alright.
25.
Yes.
Got it.
Ababa. Ba-ba-ba.
I'll be right back. See you guys in a minute.